Hey, Michael.
Well, hi, Mitch.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. You look good early in the morning. You look nice, alert, and awake. Did you have a show last night?
No show last night. Just got up nice and early and got right into the garage, put on the automotive primer, shined on up for you for
Well, what
radio.
for radio? It's important to look good for radio. Absolutely. So let's
These
get right.
days it actually is, though, isn't it?
Well, you do a lot of this kind of stuff. Yeah. We've lost our anonymity that drew me to the business.
It's
Let's get
over.
to it. Michael Carbonaro is my guest. He's the star of the Carbonaro Effect, which has run for over 100 episodes on True TV. Congratulations for that.
Thank you. That doesn't exist anymore.
It's in worldwide syndication, though, right?
That's right. A worldwide syndication. I even just meant, I don't think you'll ever see 100+ episodes of anything anymore. Just the way the whole model has shifted.
And is that always the goal of any type of episodic program? If you get 100, then you can syndicate.
That was how it was. I mean, it's the Wild West out there now. Who knows? In a way, like we were sweating, myself and the Magic team, to make Carbonaro Effect when our orders were like one season would be a front order of 13 and a back order of 13. So 26 episodes made a season. Now when stuff gets it's too much. Oh my God, it was crazy. We were ripping our faces off. But I mean, I'm so thankful for it. But my God, it was a lot to make very, very quickly. And to be so creative so fast that was really daunting. But now when shows get picked up, it's like 6 episodes, 8 episodes, makes a season.
Lightweights.
Yeah, right.
I think I probably have seen every single episode. You and I kind of had a similar growing up life. I love
Oh yeah.
Halloween. I know you loved Halloween.
Oh
I
yeah,
learned
yeah,
early on,
yeah.
probably at 9 or 10, that it's a lot more fun to give out the candy and scare people and set up elaborate displays. And I've
Absolutely.
also studied magic my whole life. I
Is that
absolutely
right?
I love close up magic, sleight of hand. But the difference
Oh
between you and
wow.
me, I've been in the radio business 34 years, so I'm always on stage. That is not a problem at all. I never get
Yeah,
nervous.
yeah.
But when I do magic, I get scared to death. My hands shake. So I learned that I only like doing magic for myself in front
Is
of a mirror.
well, do you fool yourself?
Occasionally.
That's good.
Occasionally.
It's
So
important.
your
That's
your
really interesting. Wow. Wow. Really
your
interesting.
stage show, there's so much audience interaction. Do
Yes.
illusions and tricks sometimes go south? Do you ever screw up a trick at this point?
I can't imagine there isn't a single trick that I have in my repertoire that hasn't gone wrong at least one time. And it's kind of okay. It's sort of it's that being on my toes, kind of in the ring of fire. It's the same with, like you said, bringing people up from the audience. Like every night I do the show, it's different because I don't know how this volunteer is going to react when they're on
Right.
stage, and there's that energy of just it's fresh and it's new. And sometimes if a trick goes wrong, I always have to remember the audience doesn't know the ending, and aside
Right.
from like a stage collapsing and me falling on my face and a really obvious mistake like that, what we do as magicians, we try to actually plan for outs. We call them outs. It's like, if this doesn't happen, what do I do? And if that doesn't
Wow.
happen, what do I do? So you kind of have to, and I'm oh my gosh, over the years, there's just been so many. So, and they're the ones that me and the crew, we all get together later, like, oh my God, did you see what happened when that guy took the wrong thing? And then you totally made it sound like it was part of this. And then you went on to do that and came back and no one knew. And it was like, it was awesome.
I've seen your show twice here in Portland. It's just absolute joy. It's just pure fun. And
Thanks.
tumultuous times with so much crap happening everywhere. Go have fun for a couple hours of Michael Carbonaro. I am such a fan of yours.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. And I really do believe that's what it's all about in a way. And I have a high respect for magic. I feel like it's the seed of who I am. All my love of special effects and Halloween and acting and performance and art, it all has this bit that comes from illusion. I just love something that looks like it's something, but it's really not something, and creating something out of nothing. So at heart, I'm a magician. But really, that is almost a trick for getting to go out there and play with people. So it's
Yeah.
like you said, like the show it's joy. It's like I see families and couples out there and people just having a good time. I'm having a good time. They're having a good time. Everybody's happy, and it's a playful, fun environment. And we really curate this experience that you do just kind of get away from it all and really just wonder for a little while and have a good time.
Now, I've seen David Copperfield a couple of times too, and somebody told me, and I think I have been able to detect it. He has like a little microphone, and he's kind of constantly talking to his team. I
That's
guess to make sure
correct.
things. Do you do anything similar to that?
I actually talk directly to David Copperfield during my show.
Aha!
I have my microphone. I press a little button, and I can talk to David, and then he'll
How
talk to his
convenient.
team. Yes, he'll tell his team, then they'll fix it for me. No, but no, I don't have anything like that. I have a kind of an interesting banter with the. I always. It's the same as the TV show too. I'm always on the show. Sometimes you would see me like if I was playing like a store clerk. I'm always like looking off to like my manager or like calling off to somebody. There's this like invisible presence of people off to the side. Right. And it's the same in the stage show too. The crew is very present on either of the wings that I'm always talking to. And sometimes they actually do come out and there's little bits and stuff like that. But no, so I just talk to them directly. I don't have a secret microphone. You know, Copperfield's been doing his show so long. I'm sure he's like appearing on a motorcycle and he's like, later after the show, I'd like to have a hamburger and French fries. Somebody get that ready for me in the back room. Like, who knows what he's saying?
You're probably right. Well, I'm kind of hopping all over the place. Let's get back to the show. Did you ever have someone get angry at you after you pranked them? You ever get injured by anybody?
No, we walked the line a lot because I do love scary, and you know the bits. Sometimes we do like really crazy pseudoscience bits, like new technologies, and people would believe in that. Or sometimes we would do things that like leaned into the world of like ghosts or voodoo or resurrection or
yes, I've seen them.
Bizarre biological experiments. But like and the ones that creep into that kind of belief system, you can really tap a nerve, and so it was always honoring the, everyone has to be laughing at the end or else you're being mean. Yeah. And so there was like a particular prank as we got down. There was one it was called Raven Man. It was, I don't know if you saw it. It was
I don't think I saw Raven Man.
Well, I don't know if we ever told the viewers that's what it was called, but okay. it was the one where it was at an airport baggage claim. And I'm with this guy, we're working the overnight shift. These are bags that were left and never picked up. And then after 3 months, the airport has to ship, put them onto a truck and they get brought to a warehouse. That was the premise. So there's all these weird, and there's this one big weird wooden crate and it's like making scratching noises. And we opened it and there was a raven inside, like a living raven. And I think we closed the top and actually we heard some scratching. When we lifted it, the raven had like scratched a word into the lid of the box that we put on.
I did not see this episode.
And then I closed it. I'm like, I better go, talk to my authorities. And I left the guy alone with this crate. And then it's scratching and scratching.
When you walk away.
Yeah, totally. Get me out of there. So then when the door burst open, this raven had transformed into a man. And it was like this pretty much naked guy with big black, weird, creepy eyes. And like he had feathers covering all of his, because we do have families watching. Right, so there was a feathered, delicately feathered areas. But, and he just came out like almost like a Renfield character, very like scared and like didn't know what happened to him. And people were, that was the only prank that because we usually like to run it on like say 6 people and get a couple of really good reactions, play one for the main show, put a couple into the double take show later. That one, we did it 3 times and I was like, we have to stop. This one's too, because someone like actually grabbed a stanchion that was at the airport and was going to like hit the Raven Man.
Don't kill Raven Man.
Don't kill the Raven Man. It's like,
so you probably were concerned about somebody having a heart attack, I would guess. I mean, that had to be in the back.
Yeah, there was another one where, and this was funny because it wasn't even the bit. It was at a museum where this marble sculpture of Medusa with all the snakes in her hair. We covered it with we covered the display, and then we heard a noise. We uncovered it, and it was just a bald statue, a head of a bald woman, and live snakes had filled the thing. Well, it wasn't even that it happened that scared her. It was that she just actually had one of those insane phobias of snakes. So I immediately this is a show. Let me get you away from there. I was like hugging her and holding her. And so that she went through it and she was fine at the end. But those were kind of like overall of all of them, the ones that stand out as the tricks that I thought were a little like, okay, we have to be careful here. Like this is just a little too far, but I would always call it off. Like, I'm just not going to push it. And sometimes the producers like in my ear, would be like, no, keep it. And I'm like, no, like I just have a meter for that where I'm like,
good.
I believe I have a good heart and it actually just kind of takes over for me. And there's times where I'm just like, I don't care if this is the coolest looking footage we'll ever get in the world. This is not right. We have to stop. So, but it wasn't many. It wasn't many times. A lot of times because I'm with the person and we're experiencing it together, we'd both be playing along and walking the tightrope. And I was able to kind of keep it as an us energy, and that worked. So.
I'm such a fan of the TV show. So is it done? It's not coming back. That's it.
Yeah, I called it off. Like I brought it. They wanted to keep going, and we did 5 seasons. It was 125 episodes, which is about 115 more than I ever thought I'd be able to make. And I was like, I did everything I wanted to do and more with this, and I want to bring it to a really solid ending and not just play it out. The crew, again, it was the velocity of the schedule was so intense. Yeah. I had an incredible core team of people, and there was just sort of you feel it. There's like, okay, I think we're coming to an end, and I don't want to. Yeah. So, and I actually have just been talking to the team, because we talk every now and then, and we've been off the air for a little while. And I was like, if I bring it back in some degree, and I've also been trying to pitch a whole bunch of other shows. It's like a minefield out there. The business is crazy, but I have these other magic projects that I'm trying to get going as well, and hopefully there'll be some traction on those. And but in the world of hidden camera, I was always like, I'll return to it if there's not to just repeat, but to be like, what's the next level thing to do with it? And we've been trying to crack a formula for a really long time, and I am really hopeful. Right, I do believe we have come up with this really cool structure that would be some incredible next level stuff. So we're like, we're in the think tank together with that. So who knows?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
But it's got to be next level.
Yeah, right.
The fans, they're like, please just keep making them. And I'm like, you've got to trust me. Like, you've got to trust that you've loved what I did because it was good and it came from a place, and like, let me just have a minute to like bring you that next thing that you need and we need. And like, you got to have faith. So.
Michael, thanks for taking the time. The show Carbonaro lies on stage. I highly, highly recommend it. It's Sunday night at Revolution Hall, and you can even get a VIP ticket so you can meet Michael in person.
Oh my gosh.
Touch him. You can actually touch him.
I tried to meet myself in person and they were sold out. I couldn't even get one.
Disappointing.
But do you know, on the show, at the live show at Revolution Hall, I'm actually going to make 2 people from the audience disappear on stage.
And I assume you bring them back?
We'll talk about it.
We shall see.
It's
such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
Take care of yourself,
Thanks,
Michael.
Mitch. All right, you too. Talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.